Hello. So, major upgrade to my 20 long tank, as you may notice here, because these guys are not camera shy. I have turned my 20 long into a pea puffer tank. So, what has happened is that I ran into issues with my other fish being aggressive and killing off new additions, and I didn't realize what was going on, unfortunately, until it was too late. So I sat there and looked at the current stocking and I said, this is ridiculous because none of these are a good centerpiece fish for this tank. So I said, fine, if I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this tank to something that's aggressive, then I might as well have something cool in there. And I've been wanting to try pea puffers for a long time now. And it just so happened to work out that when I was ready to make the change, my local fish store just happened to get a shipment of these guys in. So I've been really thrilled to go ahead and try these guys out, and the pea puffers don't disappoint. As small as they are, they still have a fair bit of personality to them. Mine are always very active out, and if anybody comes walking into the room, they are right up at the glass there. Yes, and they are not ashamed to, beg for their food, dance for their dinner, whatever you want to call it. So these guys are definitely, if you're looking for a fish to give you entertaining personality, awesome choice with the pea puffers here. Now, pea puffers are a great find because they literally fit a niche that no other puffer can fit, which is that they are a true freshwater puffer fish, and you don't need a big tank to have them in. As a matter of fact, there are individuals who have kept a single pea puffer with no problems in a 5-gallon tank. So basically, just about anybody, as long as they do their research and look into their care a bit, can set up a pea puffer tank without having to have, a big, huge tank like a lot of the puffer fish require, or having to deal with brackish or full salt if you don't want to deal with that. So if you're wanting a puffer fish, don't want to have a very big tank, and one that's easier to care for, then the pea puffer is definitely the way to go. The other nice thing about these guys is that they don't actually have the puffer beaks that need to be filed down. So you don't have to worry about having to constantly feed them shells and things like that in order to wear down their beaks. So anyways, I'm still, developing the tank, and, I'm probably going to be making some adjustments here. But thus far, the puffers, they seem to be really just kind of enjoying the tank. They've all really adapted well to the Hikari bloodworms that I'm feeding them. And they just go for it. And I will also, periodically supplement some feeder snails just so they can have some of their, more natural food source. And as well as just, maybe picking up a couple of other things just to give them a bit of diversity in their diet. Now, these guys, like any puffer, they are reputed to have a dog-like personality, and it's very true. They will sit there, they'll, if you put your finger in front of the glass, they will, follow it around. I've had my kids there, with their fingers up near the glass, and the puffers kind of follow it around in a circle. And just entertaining fun for these guys. And, my kids and I discussed it, and we said, hey, look, this is something we wanted to try. The local fish stores got them in. Let's just go ahead and do this. And so we have, and none of us have any regrets about it because they are fun fish to have. Now, they're not as easy to care for as, say, a betta fish or something like that, or a tetra. Because you do want to feed them frozen foods. You don't want to be really doing a whole lot of, like pellet or flake food with these guys. But realistically, as long as you can adapt to that food source and take the time to feed them, then they're really no more difficult to care for than any other fish that I've had in this tank. So I am going to be going through and doing, more research. I may have to switch some guys out, to get the right male to female ratio. But thus far, it appears that I have a large female and a large male at this point, and then a couple of other juvies that I haven't decided for sure what they are. So I may have to switch out the juvies, but I'm definitely keeping the bigger male and female puffers because, and thus far they all seem to get along well. Although when it comes to feeding time, they are not afraid whatsoever to give each other, you know, that shoulder nudge or whatever to say, hey, get out of my way, this is mine. So it's rather entertaining to watch around feeding time, to watch them kind of bump each other out of the way a little bit. To, you know, they're not biting or anything like that, but it's almost like, you know, somebody coming up and giving you the shoulder bump or whatever. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, these guys are just really entertaining and fun to watch. And so if you're looking for something unique that can go in a smaller tank, and these guys would just be an excellent choice. And it'll be fun to see how these guys develop and just some of the interesting mannerisms I'm able to get out of them. I do intend to get a couple of items to, you know, try and interact with them, because they are known to, you know, like play with certain things or whatever. So I will be venturing into that realm after doing a little more research onto it and just learning more about these guys. And that's all I've got, and thanks for watching.